Unreal Engine 5.8 is here, and it has a bunch of new things. I'm talking a brand new terrain system, metahuman crowds that can scale to thousands of characters, megalights, and a ton more. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down every major new feature in Unreal Engine version 5.8. And before we get started, if you are new to Unreal Engine, I'm an authorized Unreal Engine instructor, and I made a completely free Unreal Engine beginner course that will teach you the basics. There'll be a link to that in the description of the video. With that being said, let's get into it. Let's start with the headline feature, Mesh Terrain. So here's the problem with how Unreal Engine's terrain system has always worked. The old landscape system is height map based, which means it's essentially a flat grid that gets pushed up and down to create hills and valleys. That works great for rolling open worlds, but the moment you want a cave, an overhang, a cliff face with depth, or complex underground geometry, you are in a world of pain. You're bolting static meshes on top and hoping it blends. Mesh terrain throws all that out. Instead of a height map, you're working with actual 3D mesh geometry as your terrain foundation. That means caves, tunnels, arches, all of it works natively because you're sculpting real geometry. And the best thing, it integrates natively with the procedural content generation framework, so your terrain isn't separate from your world building graph. You can drive vegetation, rocks, props, all of it procedurally from the same terrain mesh. That's a fundamentally different and way more powerful workflow. Now, it's flagged as experimental in 5.8, so maybe it's not the best to ship a game with, but maybe you can play around with it. Okay, next up we have some updates to the procedural content generation system. If you're not familiar with it, it's Unreal Engine's node-based system for generating content procedurally. Think scattering rocks, placing trees, populating environments, all driven by graphs instead of placing everything by hand. The big pain point for PCG has always been this. Once you generate something procedurally, you're kind of stuck. If you want to tweak one specific rock or move one specific tree, you basically have to break the procedural logic to do it, and then you've lost all the benefits of having it done procedurally in the first place. 5.8 fixes that. You can now make manual edits directly on procedurally generated content while the underlying logic stays completely intact. That's a huge production workflow. Artists can now iterate on generated environments without being scared of touching them. Next, there are some new updates to Metahumans with Metahuman Crowd. This is a new plugin that lets you populate your real-time worlds with crowds of metahumans. And we're not talking about 10 or 20 characters, we're talking scalable, from thousands of characters in one scene. If you know Metahuman, you know how insanely high quality those characters are. The faces, the skin, the hair, it's cinema quality stuff. The challenge has always been that you could not put many of them in a scene without your frame rate absolutely dying. Metahuman Crowd changes that by giving you a scalable crowd system built specifically for metahuman characters, so you can fill a stadium, a city, a street, a battlefield, and it actually runs. There's also another metahuman update that's really useful, Mesh to Metahuman. This lets you turn any mesh into a full metahuman character, including head and body. Next in 5.8, Megalights is now production ready. This has been one of the most exciting experimental features in Unreal Engine for the past year, and in 5.8 it officially graduates to full production readiness. For those who haven't used it, Megalights is a dynamic lighting system that lets you use massive numbers of dynamic lights in a scene without the usual performance nightmare. Traditionally, lots of dynamic lights meant either tanking your frame rate or baking everything. Megalights lets you have realistic, dynamic, movable lighting at scale. In 5.8, it delivers faster performance, cleaner results, and better scalability. And importantly, it now performs really well on current-gen consoles and handhelds. So this isn't just a PC tech showcase feature anymore. It's ready for real projects across platforms. Next, control rig physics moves to beta in 5.8. This is the system that lets you integrate procedural physics directly into your character's rigs. Think hair, cloth, secondary motion, jiggle, all driven by actual physics simulations baked into the rig itself, not bolted on after the fact. Moving to beta means it's significantly more stable and production viable than the experimental version. Next, we have in-editor facial sculpting. Unreal's face rigging and morph target tools have been significantly expanded in 5.8. You now get much better support for sculpt-driven facial workflows and shot sculpting, meaning you can make facial adjustments directly in Unreal, in context without having to bounce back to external tools for every little tweak. This is particularly useful for blend shapes, authoring or stylized characters, metahumans, and custom skeletal meshes. Alright, now should you upgrade to Unreal Engine 5.8? My honest opinion, it depends entirely on what you're working on right now, and I'll tell you exactly where I stand. If you're mid-project, and I'm in that boat right now, I'm currently working on a project and it's in version 5.5, I'm personally not upgrading, and the reason is simple. Normally it's recommended not to just upgrade if you're like halfway through a project, because certain things can break. Plugins may need updating, it can cause some small errors. So unless there's a specific feature in 5.8 that you absolutely need for your project, then there's no real reason to upgrade. Now, if you just want to explore and test the new features, I normally download a new version of Unreal Engine because my PC has a lot of space, then that's fine. Okay, honestly, that's everything major in 5.8. Seems like a really solid release. If you're new to Unreal Engine, make sure to check out my free beginner course. There'll be a link to that in the description of the video. And if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!